Hello, everyone. Can you hear us? Welcome, welcome. We have so many people here. Welcome, everybody. All right. If you're new, I'm Jane. I'm the CEO and founder of Jane's Agenda, where we make planners that actually work. Today, we're going to be showing you the June subscription box planner insert. I'm going to give you a full insert tour today. Behind the scenes, we have Tony. Tony, say hi.
Hello, everyone. I'm here, but you can't see me.
Welcome, everybody. All right. Welcome, welcome. I did change my hair. We're going into summer. All right. If you're new, make sure that you tap that like button if you like the content today. If you want to see more of this content, you need to tap the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you get notified. Like I said, today we're going to be showing you the June subscription box planner insert. If you are new to Jane's Agenda, we have 3 tiers to our planner subscription. This insert is going to be in the planner lifestyle box or the deluxe planner box. We do have some spots left. This box is going very, very fast. Like Tony will tell you, we've never seen this kind of traction for a box before.
Yeah, the current subscribers are doubling up because it's so awesome.
It's crazy. I have never seen this many subscribers upgrade to get a second box before. So if this is something that you want, you need to go get in. Now, by being a part of the subscription, you're always guaranteed to be a part of the future boxes. And subscribers know we're getting real close to that anniversary box. And that's what everybody sticks around for all year. All right, welcome everybody. Gonna give everybody another minute or so to join. You know, that notification goes live and it takes a couple seconds. Where are my subscribers at? Tell them in the comments. Welcome, everybody.
I did see a comment earlier. Someone is June is their first box. Came in fast and it went by fast. Let's see. New to JA got the June sub box first one.
Welcome.
This person here. Yes.
You like our new setup? We were having fun today, getting all prettified. If you are new, this is the June edition, right? Like we showed it to you last week. If you want to see all the pretty stuff, that's what I showed you last week in the live. You can go watch that on our YouTube channel here. But I'm going to show you the planner insert today. And I'm so excited. But this is one of my favorites. I have the rose copper discs with this one. And so I chose to use this more pink hued sandy image here. I love this box. I am so excited. I have a lot of trips coming up this year, and this is the travel themed box, very summer and beach. And so it just works really well for me what I'm doing this year. But we also designed it in a way that if you aren't traveling a ton, you're still going to really appreciate it. It's kind of like a staycation, right? Having the beach right there on your desk. It's really cool. Welcome, everybody. All right, I think we're going to throw this overhead camera on and get started. So you do like the new background. Yay, it's so much cleaner. We like it. We're excited. So welcome. You see my big, huge plant. I'm the crazy plant lady. All right. Oh, Stephanie Joy, thank you. All right, I'm going to throw that overhead camera on. All right. Make sure we can see this. So again, this is the June box. We're having trouble with color today. It's not going to matter when I start showing you planner inserts. All right, so just bear with me. The color is weird. See that? But you're going to be able to see the planner inserts much clearer if I put them under this camera than if I try to hold them up to the screen. All right, so I am super excited about this month because it is so pretty. The entire box is gorgeous. I don't know if you saw some of the sneak peeks from last week, but the whole thing feels like this. We had a lot of fun designing this. So today we're going to talk about the planner insert that's in the box. We always give you at least one planner insert. This has got multiple pages to it, so there's lots of things to show you, and we're going to walk through all of that. What's nice is when you get the subscription, you're going to already know how to use it. You're not going to have to wait for explanation. All right. You ready? All right, so the first thing you're going to see here, let me do this for right now so you can see just that page. There we go. Is that clear enough? Make sure you can see it. Cameras hate me. I don't know if it's, you know, enhances all the beach scenery. Okay. You can see enough, I think, for what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so the first couple pages here are going to be your outfit planner. I travel to all sorts of conferences and events, and I always need to know what I'm going to wear each day so that I can pack appropriately. I like to plan out, what am I going to wear while I'm on the plane? What am I going to wear at each day of the conference? Is there an event? We're going to a conference for business purposes this summer, and we need formal attire one day. And so I needed to be able to plan my outfits out so that I could properly plan a packing list. And so I gave you enough in this travel insert to plan 4 individual trips. Hopefully that's enough to last you the summer. If you're traveling more than that, you can always get an extra box like all the subscribers are doing right now. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. So we have enough here for 7 days on this one sheet. And you'll see here that we have morning and evening. Sometimes when you go to a conference or you have a big event, you're going to wear different stuff during the day that you wear at night. If not, maybe you want to play in your pajamas. Okay, it doesn't always have to be like a full outfit change. Maybe you just want to make sure you have enough socks. This lets you do that. This is great. Okay, great.
Yeah, I mean, it could work as a day-to-day.
I kind of pre-filled one out because I was playing. We are going to Vegas here in just a couple weeks, and I am super excited, but I got to start playing with the new planner insert and filling it out.
Vicky says this is great. So I remember what I packed to be worn together. I always forget once I get there.
That's us, right? Jake and I went to a conference last year, and I swear we ran out of clothes on day 2. I don't know how that happened. And then Emily and I went to Chicago, and same thing happened. So I knew we needed something like this for you, that you could plan your outfits and know what you intended to wear. It also makes sure you have enough clothes. All right, so you've got, again, 4 trips. So you have 4 sheets of this particular outfit planner. Behind that, we have a packing list. Now, if you're new to Jane's Agenda, I usually do a travel theme box once a year. Last year, we gave you a travel insert, and I took what we did last year with that insert, and I made it so much better. I made it simpler. The spaces are bigger. It just works beautifully. I figure if there's more things that you need to do, I gave you extra lines, right? So you can totally write as many things as you want. But I covered all the basics. So you're not going to forget that you need to bring earplugs. Because for me, if I stay at a hotel, that's kind of a no-brainer. I need earplugs and a sleeping mask because I never know what that hotel is going to be like. Are they going to have blackout blinds, or am I going to have street lights shining in through my window? So I thought of all of those things, and I put it here for you. If there's something I didn't remember, maybe there's something specific to you, there's a lot of empty space here. But I took all of that work and made you a packing list. All right. On the back of both the outfit planner and the packing list, you're going to see that I gave you dot grid.
I laid the outfits on the bed and take a picture so I can remember what I packed together.
See, Christine, this is going to work perfectly for that same thing. On the back, you're going to find dot grid. That way, if you need to take specific notes, maybe you need to remember something that you packed a certain way, you need to remember certain ways that you're wearing your outfits or something. I think it would also be really cool to, if you're going to take your pictures, like she said, if you paste those on the back of your sheet there, then you could visually see everything right there together. There are 4, Vicki, in the set. You have 4 of everything. That way you have enough to cover 4 separate trips. I was trying to get you through at least the summer. This will last me probably through fall with the way I have my trips planned. So, and then we do plan to put this in the shop later, but I wanted you to have enough because it's not going to be right away. We don't put the things in the shop right away. And so you could have several months before these are available to buy, but I wanted you to have enough pages to get you by until then.
Ronnie's saying that she always overpacks, so this will be perfect to only take what she'll use.
You know, when I first started traveling with children, I would pack basically everything I could think of because I didn't want to not have anything. And then we'd get there and they would use like a quarter of whatever I packed. It was actually embarrassing how much I overpacked. And when I started making these travel inserts, that kind of stopped because I was able to see everything we needed and put it down. And last time I was so excited. We only had like 1 extra outfit for everybody.
That's not bad.
Right? It's not bad. We were gone for like a whole week. So perfect. All right. There are 4 trips worth. So you have 4 of the outfit planner, 4 of the packing list here. On the back, again, there's dot grid. So if you need to take notes, you don't have to add an extra note page. And then behind that, we have the trip planner. All right. So trip planner, right? This is for your travel. Okay, here we go. Get it to focus. Try not to touch it too much. We have a spot at the top here to plan where you're going. So destination, what day you leave, what day you came back. But I also put number of days and number of nights, because when I'm planning, that's very important to me. I need to know I'm going to be sleeping there 3 nights. I'm going to have 4 days of activities. I'm going to need to know how many outfits to pack. And so that's already written down for you. Below that, we have spots for airlines. Now, you'll see I have my next page. I'll show you. I'm not taking a flight when I go to Vegas because it's only 6 hours from here. We don't have to fly for that. So I just crossed them off. It didn't hurt my feelings that I couldn't use the flight information. But if you need it, it's there. And I put everything you need to know. So your flight number, what airport you're leaving from, when you're coming into the next airport. I thought of all of that. I've flown so much over the last year. I'm a flying expert at this point, and you've got all of the spaces you need to fly. But again, if you're not flying, if you're taking a road trip, it still works. You just don't use the flying section. Below that, we have a spot for accommodations. So for your hotel, I never remember what hotel I'm staying at when I travel, what the address is. You know, if you type in Hampton Inn, there's probably 40 of them in a big city. So exactly which one you're staying at, and the confirmation number. So that when you get there and they ask you that, because they for some reason lost your reservation, which happens, you have some kind of documentation there in front of you.
Stephanie Joy wants to know if you use these in a standalone planner or do you add these inserts to your EDC?
Stephanie Joy, I'm a one planner lady. So this is my planner. That's where they live. This behemoth here in front of the camera is my actual planner. I pulled the leather off so I could flip it around and show you, but this is my planner, and that's where the pages live. I have a travel section in my planner because I travel a lot and I don't want to lose them. So below that, you have a spot for the rental car information. We took a trip to Hawaii for the first time, and you kind of have to rent a car in Hawaii. It's not like walkable.
No,
it was, I didn't know that, right? So we rented a car last minute because somebody who'd been there to this specific island before had told us you had to rent a car. And we get up to the rental car company, and they had trouble finding where our reservation was. So I wrote what car company and your reservation number there, or confirmation number, so that you can find what you're looking for. I thought of everything because I don't want you to have trouble there at the counter. You get to the counter at the hotel, you get to the counter at the airport, at the car rental place, and suddenly you're flustered. There's a line of people, your kids are pulling on your sweater trying to get your attention, right? We don't have time to be flustered. We need to be able to find that information. So that's what this insert is for. Everything from when you leave to when you arrive, that's what this page is for. Thank you, Herlene. I like that. Every trick helped. I have two children, and luckily they're a little less clingy right now, but I still know that feeling. I know what it feels like when you've got a crying baby and you're trying to remember what rental car company you're supposed to be at. So everything about your trip goes on the front here. I gave you a spot here at the bottom for restaurants to try and places to see. This is just a quick note. Every time I travel somewhere, someone's always telling me, oh, you have to try this restaurant while you're there. You have to go see this thing. And so that's what this spot is for, is those things that people tell you ahead of time. Like when I go to Dallas, I always go to the Dallas Museum of Art. I absolutely love it. And so if someone was to tell me they were going there, I'd be like, you have to see it. It's fantastic and it's free. So
I'm going to Louisiana in July, and that section, I'm a foodie, so that restaurant section is perfect for me.
So that's it. That's your recommendation section, or things you already know ahead of time. Perfect for that. And then if I didn't think of anything, you've got a little notes section here. Maybe there's something very specific about your trip that you need to remember. Maybe you're getting picked up by a car company and you're not renting a car. You can write their information down. Whatever you need, that's what this spot's for. And again, 4 trips. Okay. On the back of that, not more doc grid. This has got a purpose. Okay. This is for your generic trip itinerary. Right. So this is what day you leave, what time you leave, what time you arrive, when do you check in. So you can kind of have a visual space to plan it out. I like putting permanent things in my regular planner page. And so this kind of thing, helping me visually plan out my trip before I put it in my regular planner spread, is so nice. They're talking about how hot it is in Louisiana.
I'm prepared.
Well, we are in Arizona, so
yeah,
we're a little acclimated. But it's a dry heat.
But it's a dry heat.
Big Arizona joke. All right.
I lived in Florida for a while. I'll be okay for a few days.
So you have 5 days with the hourly, and I gave you from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. because most of the time when you're traveling, that should be enough hours to cover at least when something starts in the evening. Most things don't start after 9. I've noticed when I travel, like even when I go to shows and stuff, they're usually by 9 o'clock the show has started or we're meeting people for dinner. And so that's the hours that I gave you, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. I also gave you spots for day 6 and 7 that are small. That way you still have enough spots for a full week. But I figure you're going to want at least hourly spaces for most of the days. If you need more, use 2 pages. Like maybe you're taking a 2-week trip. Use 2 pages. It's okay. All right. Now let me flip that open. Okay. So you'll see here I'm traveling to Vegas. I already started filling it out. It's a road trip, right? So I just crossed them off. I want you to use your planner the way that it works for you. So feel free to do that kind of thing. If an area doesn't speak to you, you can change it. You can cross it off. You can leave it blank. I don't care. But it still works for me because I still need the itinerary on the back. I still need the space to write. I know for sure that I want to go visit the Eiffel Tower when we're in Las Vegas. It's one of my favorite places. And so I wrote that down so I don't forget to schedule it in. This is one of my favorite boxes in every way. Like it's so functional. The hero, the big bag, like we had so much fun making all of this. So again, you have 4 trips. And then the fantastic thing that's brand new this year, we've never done this before, is the conference companion. I named that very official there. I didn't want it to be like a conference planner because I want you to have this with you, not just for planning ahead. Like this is for while you're there. Get that to zoom properly. There we go. Don't wiggle it. At the top here for your conferences. Who goes to conferences, right? We have like 85 planner conferences a year. I don't even know. There's conferences almost every month I've started seeing. If you don't go to planner conferences, maybe you go to business conferences. If you don't go to conferences at all, I guarantee you know someone who does, right? And so you can gift those to somebody else. Maybe you go to big meeting events and the purpose is the same thing. But I needed a way that I could track specific details for that kind of thing. So at the top here, you have spots for the event, right? So, if you're going to the Go Wild conference, that's what you write there. The dates that it is going on. So the beginning date to the ending date, just so you have a general idea. I put a spot for speakers. Some of these conferences, like one of the ones I'm going to this year has like 100 speakers. I'm not going to write all 100 people. I'm going to write the 5 or 6 that I'm excited about so that I make sure I attend their portion of the conference. So that's what that spot's for, to remember who's going to be there that you're excited about. Last year, we had Martha Stewart at one of the planner conferences. I was so excited. I'm a Martha girl. And so she would have been on that list for me. I wish I had this last year. I could have been so much more effective with my travel. Below that, you have location, and then you have the topics, right? So where the conference is being held. Thank you, Leah. Where the topic of the conference, maybe the name of the conference doesn't give that away. Sometimes they have a funny name and the topic is completely different. That happens a lot. What kind of attire, the typical clothing that you're going to want to wear at that conference. One that we're going to later this year called for business casual. Sometimes it's purely casual. Like I said, one night is a formal affair. I don't normally dress up like that, so that'll be fun. I get to wear high heels. And then Comic-Con, I love that. And then below that, you have hotel. So most of these conferences that I've been to have like a designated hotel that they recommend. It's almost never at the place where the conference is. It's usually like 2 blocks away, and it's the hotel that they could, get you hooked up with. And so just in case, I gave you a separate spot for that. So that's why there's location and hotel, is just in case they are not the same place. I took a lot of time on this because, like I said, I've traveled so much over the last year. I thought of everything I wished I'd had with me. This you're going to keep with you the entire time you're at the conference so that you have all those details right there. All right. Below that, we're going to see table mate gift ideas. I had never heard of table mate gifts.
I don't know what that is. What's a table?
So at the planner conferences, at least it's probably other conferences, I'm sure too, but at the planner ones, everybody you sit with, they all bring little gifts for each other. So you might have like, 9 people sitting at the table with you. You
Oh.
bring 9 little presents and then they all share presents with each other.
Well, that's fun.
It was so fun, but I didn't know and Jake didn't know. And so we got there and they were talking about what day they hand out table mate gifts. And, I didn't know what a table mate gift was. We had to run to Target and go buy things. And so if that's something that you need, I gave you a really small area there that you can write those ideas, but that way you don't forget, because apparently it's a thing. I wished I had known and I wished I had a spot for it. We have not had a Jeans Agenda convention yet, Tina. Maybe next year. All right. On the right here, you have people to connect with. I gave you a list. Obviously, you have speakers and whatnot. Maybe there's a certain person that you're excited to see at the conference. Someone like when we went to the planner conference, I got to see all sorts of our customers, people that I've known for years and I've never met in person. I would have been listing them down, making sure I had time to go find each of them and connect with them. This is also a good spot, if you don't have those things ahead of time, that you could be writing down as you're at the conference for networking purposes. Maybe you met someone there and you want to make sure you connect with them after the conference. That's a great spot to put that. Below that, we have a section for notes, just generic notes. Again, I like to give you a little spot like that in case there was something that I forgot. You have a spot for it. You don't have to squeeze it in somewhere. And below that, goals for this conference. If I'm going to something that has like an educational purpose, right? You're supposed to go there to go learn something, which is most of the conferences I go to. I like to put what I'm hoping to get out of that conference so that I can stay focused. It's really easy at these to just start hanging out with your buddies. But what if there was something you wanted to make sure you learned or took away from it? I also like this as kind of a debrief afterwards. What did you take away from it would also be a good way to use that spot. Just a couple lines to center your thoughts, and that's what that spot's for. So if you want to use it for pre-planning, it's great for that. If you want to use it for afterwards, maybe there are things you learned and you want to make sure you put them into effect when you get back home. You could use it for that too. All right, now on the back, we have that same layout that we used for the trip planner. There is always a million things I need to remember at these conferences, at these big business meeting things. There's something that happens at 9, and then at 3 p.m. you have, snacks or appetizers for a networking event, and then now 9 o'clock there's some sort of hosted thing. I want to have a spot where I can plan that whole thing out and see it all on one page. I don't want to see this mixed in with my normal calendar because I don't want to miss anything. I'm still probably going to write some of those things in my normal calendar, but I want just for that trip written down. So that's what this is for. Again, you're going to have 4, enough for 4 conferences. So if you take regular trips and you take trips for conferences, technically you have enough for 8 if you want to use them that way. So it's up to you how you're going to use them. I'm going to use the trip one for the general flight and travel information. And then I'm going to be using the conference planner for actually while I'm there at the event. But you can use them however you want. If you want to make them stretch a little further, you could do that where you use them for separate things. And that's the bulk of this planner insert. There is one more page. I really didn't. I spent a lot of time on this. The production department was waiting a very long time for these to be done because I wanted to get them just right. And so they had to wait. I needed to test them. I needed to make sure they were the way I wanted them. All right, so your last page here is notes. Whenever I'm at these things, I always need a certain type of note page. So I designed the kind of note page I like for these educational events. At the top, you're going to see it has a spot for the date and the topic. And there's a few lines there in case you needed to write something else, maybe who was speaking or whatever information you need to know. Because when you're at one of these educational things, they usually have multiple topics, different speakers, stuff like that. So I wanted to know generally what kind of information I'm going to be taking notes on. And then I gave you kind of a steno pad layout. I don't take like full sentence, big, huge notes. I kind of take shorthand ideas, thoughts. I might write a quote someone said. And so this lets you use the maximum amount of space. I'm the kind of person that I want to use the whole line. right? And so I won't like write down on the next line until I've written all the way across. And then I find that it's really hard to find the information I was looking for. So I really like this kind of steno layout for those types of notes. I also really like being able to write maybe what the topic was we were talking about and then my thoughts on it sometimes. And so you can use this page however you want, but I think it gives you the most amount of notes space. And I don't like having to flip a bunch of pages while people are talking to me. I brought this gorgeous little notebook with me to a conference last year, and I had 7 pages. But by the time I was done, but because I wouldn't write the next idea on the same line, I probably could have fit it into one of these. Stephanie Joy sees a pros and cons page. You could totally do that. Now, do you have to use this for conferences? Absolutely not. You could use this as a regular notes page for whatever you want. Again, you get the planner inserts. You can use them however you want. Do you have to use the outfit planner for travel? You could literally just plan something you need to do at home, right? We have wedding season coming up. Tony reminded me, maybe you need to plan, a multi-day wedding and you want to know what you're wearing each day and you're not even traveling. That's why I didn't put anything about your trip on the outfit planner so that you can use it even when you're at home. And I think I gave you 4 sheets of this too. I was just keeping it simple. Yep, 4 sheets of the notes page. If you guys really like the notes page, you let me know in the Facebook group and maybe we can bring a whole pack of that to the shop. But I love the steno layout for those things. All right, did everyone understand? You have any questions about the inserts before I let you go today? Otherwise, that's pretty much it. 4 trips. I thought of everything. You don't have to worry about it. You're going to remember everything. I will also say before I let you go, so the back of this packing list, typically I use that page for what I need to do before I leave. And I just make a quick list. I need to water my plants. I need to make sure my dogs are taken care of. Who's going to watch the dogs while I'm gone? Do I need to buy groceries for the house if I'm leaving my family at home? That kind of stuff. So that's what I end up using the back of the packing lists for. Kim, if you need to upgrade, just send an email at hello@janesagenda.com and we can help you with that. If you've been charged this morning and you are already a subscriber, we need to do that for you. You can't just go upgrade if you've already been charged. Okay, once you've been charged, that box locks in and we have to do it for you. So if anybody wants to upgrade, make sure that you write us an email. All right. Now, if you are new, we do have spots open for this subscription box. This gorgeous subscription box that's all about beach and planning. And there we go. Show you how pretty again. I like this camera better for the colors. This is available at janesagenda.com/box so that you can subscribe. I don't think there's any Easter eggs in this video. You guys know all my secrets at this point. I'm running out of secrets. But we do have spots. This is going to be one of the fastest selling boxes all year at this rate. And so I don't know how long it's going to stay open. I know we usually tell you with a countdown on the website, that's if it doesn't sell out. If it sells out, we're going to have to close it. I can't do anything about it. There's only so many boxes available. I do know that every month, if you like this month, is just as wink. I'm not winking. There's no secrets right now. Every month is just as cool as this one coming forward. Some even cooler. Like there's some really neat things coming in the box. And so you're going to be really excited that you've subscribed. And that's about the biggest secret I can give you as insider information. Okay. All right. So again, janesagenda.com/box if you want to subscribe. That planner insert is going to be in the planner lifestyle box or the deluxe planner box. If you get the monthly cover club, you're going to get the pretty layers I have here on the front, the cover and the cardstock, but you're not going to get that insert. So you got to get one of the boxes to get that planner insert. Make sure you go back last week if you didn't watch the live last week and go see all those pretty things. We walk you through everything. And otherwise, I will see you in the Facebook group. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching today. I will talk to you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.